Production on Season 6 is a wrap. Now, while we wait for its release, see for yourself which parts of Outlander the cast dread.
For once I'm not covered in mud and blood, someone else.
And which parts they love.
Whiskey and singing.
Whiskey and singing?
You know.
It's all you need, and everyone had a really great night. There was dancing, there was song, there was whiskey.
When it's freezing, a warm dram will warm you up, as will other amorous activities. But we'll get to that later. Uncooperative colleagues. Certain scenes became a nightmare because of some co-stars. And no, we're not talking about the twins who played Demi, although they apparently kept everyone on their toes while filming Roger and Bree's wedding.
We've got one tiny little baby and then another one who's like a raucous little teenager. So today's mainly been about handling that, and it's been great. No one's stressed. It's fine. It's great.
We're also not talking about Adso. The whole cast is in love with the cat. The horses, on the other hand...
Come on. Oh.
Caitriona Balfe hates how she's supposed to keep a serious face when the horses are, flatulent? Call us small-minded, but it doesn't stop being funny. It's always rather unsexy when you're riding behind a horse that has incredible flatulence and you're trying to be serious. They gave director Ronald D Moore what must have been a splitting headache.
The horses are always a challenge. You know, we taught the cast to ride. They all have different levels of skill when it comes to being on a horse.
The horses take up a lot of valuable filming time, already a scarce commodity.
Bringing the horses back around takes a while. Getting them into the right place takes a while. Set and do it again. This is actually the first show I'd ever done that actually involved horses. I don't think I'm doing a lot of them after this.
So the cast might be used to filming many scenes with horses, but it's not every day they get to film a wedding. And since season 5 saw a huge wedding, you'll want to hear what frustrated the actors endlessly. Muddy vows and cake with a kick. The cast had mixed feelings about Roger and Bree tying the knot, and filming this scene clearly tested everyone's patience.
We got married so many times, just to make sure that we were absolutely married. We got married about 41 times. Mm-hmm. We started to forget our vows.
Started to lose our minds. Started to want
We were
divorce.
just staring blankly at each other in the takes.
I think we shot that wedding for, what, 7 days?
I think we did, yeah.
When the Outlander team tackles a scene, there are no half measures. Everything has to be just right. So Richard and Sophie faced a few challenges, but mostly Sophie. Wearing Bree's wedding dress was stressful, a bit of a love-hate relationship, because although she finds it beautiful, one thing was more nerve-wracking than anything else. First, she had to wear the corset, which made it hard to breathe. Then, the rest of the outfit involved a separate skirt, and they'd only made 2 of these skirts. On one day, it was extremely muddy, and she wasn't allowed to get any mud on the dress. A tough ask since she had to walk up and down that hill probably about 50 times. While Sophie was treading lightly, Richard was making the best of a potentially very boring time.
It felt like a wedding.
Yeah, we did. It was fun.
Which is good, because that's what it's supposed to be. But it was a lot of fun.
We ate a lot of cake.
Roger and Bree.
Which I'm pretty sure he did put actual brandy in.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Though it was hard work, Sophie loved one part the most.
It's a very fun wedding, and it's actually one of the rare days on set that we get everyone together.
So we can only imagine how hard filming season 6 must have been in light of the pandemic measures. In the dead of winter. Well, Sam Heughan admits that the latest season has been tough to film, but it has nothing to do with COVID-19. The filming location? Scotland. The weather? Nasty cold. Sam assured us that crew safety was treated with the utmost concern, but he revealed that, of all things, filming for season 6 had been disrupted due to the Scottish weather, which is clearly as tough as the pandemic.
But also the weather in Scotland has been pretty horrendous.
For a production of a hit show like Outlander, being out filming in freezing conditions brings massive challenges. They have to care for the poor cast. Remember Claire's season 1 shift dress? It was freezing.
It's really hard on the cast and the crew to stand out, you know, in the dead of night and the rain and mud that's over your ankles, and do it again and do it again. Caitriona's there in a shift. It's not an easy show to shoot by any means.
They also have to keep the snow out of the set design and adjust everything from lighting to sound. In the end though, the show must go on. And this has been clear ever since season 1, when, on Sam's birthday, he and Kat had to brave a cold picnic.
The drowning.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Sam, that was your birthday.
That's right.
But we were sat on this supposed blanket, having this picnic, and between every take, the props guys would have to come in, lift all the plates, pour the water off and put them back down. It was just sopping. I mean, we were soaked.
They went up to the mountain to have a beautiful view, when meanwhile, no one could see anything but fog. Only Jamie and Claire could make a picnic in the rain seem fun. When they were filming the season 5 scene where Jamie shows Bree she couldn't have done anything against Bonnet, the weather was the worst. They had sideways snow blowing into their ears and faces, and it was pretty painful. The cameraman's fingers were so cold he couldn't hold the camera anymore. Director Ron agrees that the weather is his least favorite part of filming. Well, maybe after the horses.
I'd say the biggest challenge in terms of production is just the elements. We shoot on location in Scotland at all hours of the day and night and all weather conditions, and it's hard.
Well, we're sure the weather is a major concern for Ron, but for Sam and Kat, there's an even bigger challenge: Vaseline and lost items. Believe it or not, the sex scenes are never as fun as they look.
What are the challenges there?
There are many.
Imagine having 30 people in the room while you're stripping down to your birthday suit. They also have to wear modesty patches.
That really don't protect your modesty, dignity, or anything else. It's just really not very cool.
Not just that, these scenes are terribly technical. The same thing has to be rehearsed over and over till it just feels like work. Balfe has admitted that it's probably easier to film a fight scene than a sex scene. And Heughan has his own awkward memories from earlier seasons. Apart from being rubbed in with Vaseline followed by water spray to make it look like sweat, Sam once lost an important item.
I went to the bathroom and I dropped my modesty pouch into the urinal, and I had to then tell someone, so they had to put it over the radio.
Now that sounds awkward. Luckily, the intimate scenes got easier as the seasons went on, and aren't we thankful for their sacrifices? Sam admits that they're very close, and to get into those scenes, all you sometimes need is a wee bit of Dutch courage. Spoken like a true Scot. On a more romantic note, when asked about their favourite season 5 moments, personal favourites. Sam was impressed by the small, intimate relationship moments. They're a welcome change from all the frantic action of the previous seasons. It's great to see Jamie and Claire mature.
That walk in the moonlit grove was really lovely, and we had a lot of fun with that.
Sort of underlying current of romance still in their relationship.
In turn, Kat had a compliment for her co-star.
I mean, I think the dance is such a lovely moment, and it's very funny, and Sam was very, very good.
Surprising, yes.
For such a bulky man, he's very light on his feet.
Thank you.
Apart from dishing out compliments, Balfe loves teasing Heughan. It all started with her least favourite part of filming season 5, those maggots. Hope you're not eating while watching this. You see, apart from stinking like rotten flesh,
maggots, there's a couple of things we learnt. First of all, they sound like Rice Krispies. It's quite disgusting when you have a tub of maggots and they're all going it's actually quite loud.
And apparently they're fast little movers.
And by the time the sort of scene was through, they would have, that we were all over the floor, they would have crawled, they move fast.
So Kat got great enjoyment out of teasing Sam with them.
I mean, there was a lot of fun things with seeing how scared Sam was of the maggots. That was quite fun.
Don't you just love this cast? Of course you do. But Sam didn't love one particular part of filming. Rocky Voyages. In season 3, Sam proved that it's not all moonshine and roses to be the king of men. That's because he actually got seasick. For real, yes, and on a ship. But it wasn't even at sea. So the set was equipped with full-size ships and hydraulics that made the vessels sway like real ones. This was while they were docked on dry land. Now add to the lifelike swaying the fact that poor Sam had to throw up for one scene. Diana Gabaldon found him looking worse for wear. He told her they'd given him egg whites tinted green with disgusting vanilla essence in it, and he had to hold it in his mouth until it's his cue to vomit. Well now, just listening to that makes you feel queasy. What was very unpleasant for Heughan makes for a pretty hilarious story, especially when you hear his reaction after the scene had to be shot over and over again. At about the 6th time, Sam looked at the glass of egg whites before saying, "Fuck my life." So, next time you think acting is all glitz and glamour, remember there's no seasickness double who could pretend to vomit for Sam. Are you also impatient to see what the new season holds? Animals, insects, the birds and the bees, we can't wait. Though no official season 6 premiere date has been set, new episodes are expected to start airing on Starz in early 2022. Sam Heughan tweeted on June 1st that filming for the 6th season had wrapped up at the end of May. In the meantime, if you want to see more about the Outlander cast, make sure to check out the rest of our videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay awesome.